Guys, well, we are back in the building, and y'all know we gotta recap this Love and Marriage DC reunion. It was actually chaotic, and a bit wild at times, a bit off the rails. But I thought it was actually better than last week's, and we're gonna talk a little bit about why. But I really think, in order to have that conversation, I gotta do it with somebody special. Before I do that, y'all know I got to do the housekeeping. If you ain't tapped into Amazon.com and pre-ordered this book, I don't know what you waiting on. It's got scandal, intrigue, what you saw last night, and what you might read in this book. Let me tell you, it's going down. And also be sure to follow my travel. All of that is going down on my personal channel, Richie Skye in Real Life. And you guys know that at this point in time, you can travel with me. So get ready because I'm making my announcement on Monday. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring up the woman of the hour. We got Sherrell Duncan in the building.
Is that the sound? I don't know. Hi, Richie.
How are you?
So much. I'm so good. I feel so good. I really do. I feel so good. I know I feel 70 to 80% better than the last time we did this, to be honest.
Really? Why?
I feel so good. I am now sober 109 days from alcohol. And I'm not pregnant. That's a feat in itself. Let's just give myself a hand for not being pregnant and being sober at the same time, okay? Because it could have been another way. So yeah, I'm sober. I'm in a much different mental space, a mental headspace. I feel extremely good. I feel so good. I feel free. I feel like my mental clarity has just heightened. And I just feel good. I feel peaceful. I feel like there is nothing weighing my shoulders down. I don't have to carry something so heavy. You know what I'm saying? I just feel I have things going on, but it doesn't feel heavy, if that makes sense.
What led you to this place? I mean, I know that, I've been having these, which I haven't really mentioned to anybody, but I've been doing this little separate podcast where I'm talking to people who make pivots in their life. And it's something that occurred to me while I was on vacation, which is why I think travel is such a big thing for people. And whether that's travel down the street, okay, a state, it's really about exploration and finding peace in a different way than because sometimes your normal environment and the normal things that we do, like being on social media and stuff like that, it can impact you in a way that you don't even recognize. So for you, what was the catalyst for the change?
First of all, I'm not crying today. So let's just get out the way. I mean, I'll say that I'm feeling a little emotional. I'm feeling a little something in my gut, and you know how I go. But I needed to isolate myself. I felt like I was so depleted. I needed to isolate myself from any and everything that caused me to have levels of anxiety that made me want to drink. And isolation for me wasn't scary this time. It was necessary. It was so necessary because the isolation allowed me to go in and really figure out who I am. Like, what am I doing? What direction am I going in? I'm just moving here, moving here, moving here. I don't feel well. I don't feel heavy. I don't feel healthy. I'm heavy. I'm inflamed. And not just my body, but my mind. And it's just not clear. It's very cloudy. And so in order for me to have solitude, which is when you replenish, I had to isolate myself. And a lot of it had to do with just me being unhappy. Black and I had a really rough 2 years financially. And that can take a toll on you when you're responsible for littles, for yourself. And when you're in the public eye, it's just a lot that you have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that you have to pay people. It's just so much. And so financially, it's been really hard for us, you know. And so we're just now like getting our head above water. And it just feels like it wasn't just about the money, but it was just about us not having freedom and being almost shackled into this place of like, we can't do this, we can't do that, we're struggling here, we're struggling there, my weight is up and down, I don't have the resources to fix that right now. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm still going through postpartum. This goddamn show is not what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with that. I got to deal with these people. I got to deal with the noise of social media. Just so
Mm,
much noise. And I had to silence it in order to replenish myself, to serve my purpose. I have a huge purpose that I have to fulfill. I already know God has given me
mm,
direct orders to fill. And so I had to isolate myself. I got off of social media for like 80 days. I didn't do anything on social media. I declined all interviews regarding Love and Marriage DC, except for one. Black, this lady reached out to Black and Really Be, and he's like, I think we should do this. But I just didn't want any parts of anything that didn't seem like it was going in a positive direction. If that makes sense. I know I'm just
yeah.
rambling, but
No, no,
that's just
no. I mean, you
it.
hit the points that I felt like were pivotal for you, and that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to. Let's talk about the social media of it all, and in regards to the show. What was your experience with that? I mean, were people generally positive? I mean, how were
No,
you received?
not at all. I hadn't been on Twitter and I hadn't been on Twitter for probably about 12 years before I got on this show.
Mhm.
And so, you know, one of the things was tweet live and all of this other stuff. So Twitter is mean. People are mean on Twitter and they know everything about everything. They know everything about everything. And there is nothing that you can say or do that will make them feel like you're who you really are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got ridiculed because of my weight. The body shaming um was it was very cruel. Now, because I'm confident, it didn't bother me. And this is I hope that you understand this. The body shaming did hurt me, right? Because I've always been confident at any size. It hurt me because they're out here that really can't take that type of body shaming, and then they commit suicide, harm themselves. They feel like there's no hope. And the way these people came at me was crazy. It was crazy. Calling me a side chick. You know that man is you was with that man when he was with his girlfriend. Your husband is shady. He's a cheater. All of these things that we don't subscribe to because we can't, because it's not our truth. And so I got off of Twitter. I said, you know what? Twitter is not for me. This is not for me. And the way people come, they come so hard. And it's like, y'all are wild on, are y'all well? I don't want to be in a place where people are not well. And Twitter is, let me tell you something, it's an island of its own. They are not well over there. I stay up off that island. I can't be over there. I can't be over there. Nobody over there. It may be one or two on that island as well. But the majority, not well. Not well.
I
Do
I have
not recommend.
I felt like I've always felt like Twitter is the wild wild west. And I just when it first came out, I think I was on it a little like more, but somewhere along the way, it just I know what type of person I am. I'm a visual person, so that's why Instagram was always a
Yeah.
bit better for me. And I also feel like
Mhm.
people they have to do work to really troll on Instagram. And what I mean by that
Mhm.
is you gotta go and create a whole new fake account and then,
Mhm.
keep your name off of there. And, most people, if they are going to go at it on Twitter, is usually from like a troll account. You can see that, right?
Yep.
So,
Mhm.
I always feel like it's a bit different. Twitter, I just stay off of it unless somebody directs me to something there because I just feel
Mhm.
like that's not it's just not my space. So I leave it where it is.
No, I said peace, y'all. I'm out to Twitter. Peace. I'm gone. I deactivated my page and everything.
Listen, I don't blame you. You said something about the body shaming. But we also heard last night on the reunion, you had at that point in time lost 55 pounds. You
Yes.
had been doing a lot of walking, I had even joined you, so
Yes.
it seems to me like you were already on the path that you found yourself even immersing yourself more fully in. Was that because the show had ended and you guys were kind of in between the period of, show wraps and you guys don't have to do anything until reunion? Because you guys had a huge gap in time. Do you think
Yeah,
within that
no.
period of time, it caused you to reflect on things and maybe in a different way than if you had started right back up?
I started walking before we actually wrapped.
Mm,
So we wrapped in March of 23. I started walking in um February. I started walking like a mile, a half a mile, but it was so painful for me. So it
mm,
was very light walking. But when we officially wrapped after reunion, I was fully in. By that time, there were people you had walked with me. There were people that I had 80 to 90 women coming out on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. walking with me. So it had grown exponentially since February. And so it just had became a thing. Walk and talk with Sherrell had became a big thing. I even took it to Huntsville and did it with the Love and Merge Huntsville, some of the cast there. And so it just got so big really quickly because I would post about me walking and I would, post me walking and my thoughts during walking. And it just got really big. And then after that, I'm going to be honest with you, Richie, when I came back from reunion, Black in Our Lives, it took another turn. Not in our marriage, like bad stuff in our marriage, but just like our finances again. Like it just took a turn for the worse almost, right? And so it caused me to go back into a depressive state and I just stopped walking. So I
mm.
stopped walking from like August to maybe December. I just stopped. And then I gained, of that 55 pounds, I gained 47 back within 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like, so in January, when I decided, I am sick of this shit. I am sick of my shit. I have got to get myself together. I don't want anybody to come along on this journey with me. I have to do this by myself. I don't want anybody with me. I got to figure out why I'm on this island where consistency and commitment is non-existent. Why am I putting myself on this island? This is crazy. So I jumped off the island and swam ass on the land by myself and had to figure it out. No more drinking, working out. I'm gonna work out 2 times a day. I'm gonna change my eating habits. I'm getting all this alcohol, wine out of the house. It has to go. And so I had to start all back over. I gained since the reunion, after the reunion, literally I gained 47 of those pounds back from August to December. 47. So it's like I started all over again. I was back close to 300 pounds again in less than 4 months.
Something, a message that God has been kind of like, um, have you ever it's like a beacon that I've just been hearing, like, even in the midst of what seems like a storm, is that technically, you have to keep walking.
Hmm.
Ain't that crazy? So, and what happens is sometimes when that storm comes, it feels like, what's the point? What is the point of me
What is
doing
the point?
this when I got this thing hanging over my head, whatever it may be, right? And things look
Mhm.
dark within the world, and you feel like, what is the point? But I'm telling you, over the vacation, I was like, no, the message is you keep going.
You got to grow through it. You got to grow through it.
You have got to grow through it.
You have to. The reason why you have to grow through it is because the light on the other side is so rewarding. This shit is so hard. Being well, being healthy and whole is very difficult for people. That's why a lot of people reside on that island where consistency and commitment is non-existent. That's why people are easily they subscribe to people are taking drugs or shots to lose weight. That's why it's easy for them, because the hard work is foreign. That's not a thing nowadays. Nobody works hard on themselves, because why not? Why would you? Why would I work hard on myself? Why would I look at myself in the mirror and see all my flaws and see all the things that I have to change? Like, these things can't stay with me. I have to grow from this. If I don't grow from this, I will get nothing that's supposed to come to me. Nothing will come to me that I'm supposed to have if I stay in this place. And so the hard work, people do not recognize hard work, Richie. These people do not recognize hard work on that island over there. It is non-existent commitment and consistency over there. So people seeing you actively work or actively be super transparent and super vulnerable about your life, it seems unreal. It seems fake. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? This is some bullshit. It's something behind it, but it's real life. People, I expose myself to the world. I expose the deepest, darkest places that I go to the world, because it's like, this shit is hard for me. Working on me is hard, but I choose to wake up every single day. I choose me every day. Every day I choose to wake up and eat right. I choose to work out twice a day. I choose to pray. I choose to be the best fucking human that I can. Because if not, God will not, I will not receive the things that I'm supposed to get. I got a lot of things with my name on it, and I'm gonna get it. I have to get it. And in order for me to get it, I have to work on myself. And it's the hardest work that I've ever had to do. The hardest work, because I have to face me. I have to face me. I think I'm dope. I know I'm dope. But then I see things about me that's like, girl, okay, you need to work on this. That's hard for somebody to do. And people don't have the audacity to even do that for themselves. So God said, grow through it. You got to grow through it. It's no way out of it than to grow through it. And I mean, that's just what's been going on with me. I've been very uncomfortable with my growth, very uncomfortable, but I'm still growing.
I want to take you back to a place.
Let's
um,
go.
Something I wanted to watch today, because I didn't get a chance to see it while I was on vacation, was, when Terry, the intuitive, came in to speak with you all at the during your Valentine's Day getaway.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things and what was interesting was that Terry had been brought in by Jamie and Arena.
Mm-hmm.
But she seemed to hone in on Joy.
She just didn't hone in on Joy's, though. That's what people don't see. She came to me first. She said something to
Really?
me first. Yes, they didn't show that part. She came to me first, and she said, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling resentment coming from that side of the room. And I thought she was talking about Ash. And I thought she was talking about Ash. I said, you talking about Ash? Or it could have been Black. And she was like, no, it's coming from you. I feel resentment coming from that side of the room. And at first I'm like, who the lady, you don't know me. And I don't deal with all of this wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you serve Jesus? Is my question. Because what is going on? I don't even know you, lady. Like, that's my initial thing. But I just was like, you know what, Richie? It was I had to be real with myself. I had been feeling resentment. And I said, you're right. I have been. But how the hell did you know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you know? And so she was like, I feel like you're resenting your husband. And I'm like, why the hell is this lady here? And so I'm like, And this was the first time it happened. And this is the first time I ever said it to Black. And I was like, I do. I do resent him. I resent him because I am not able right now to do what I want to do as a creative, as an entrepreneur, because he has to work 16 hours a day to help us to get out of, to help support us, to provide for us. And I never wanted to be a housewife. And I'm here all day with the kids. I can't work out. I choose not to work out. I'm drinking all day. And I resent him because he gets to leave the house and he gets to have time for himself. And I don't.
Ooh.
I love my husband to death and I know he's providing for us. But the time that he gets alone is what I resent most about him. And they didn't show that. She came to me first.
Now see, that is deep. So now I'm further confused because at least from my vantage point, I would have thought that, okay, well, I could see maybe Joy was upset because she was just being singled out. But
No,
sounds like it was she didn't spare nobody.
no, if I can remember correctly, and don't quote me on this, she said something about all of us. She mentioned to Ash she did say something to Ashley. She told Ash, she said, you are more receptive now than you were when I saw you last time, which was on last season 1, because Ash wasn't letting her in at all. Ash was just like blocking her from all angles. She said something to Quick. She said something to the Tyler. She said something to everyone. She just didn't single that lady out. Now, what she got from that lady, the energy that she got from her was totally different than she got from everybody else. So
Mm.
I think that everybody else was more receptive to Cherry, or just not receptive, but just respectful, like just listening. You know what I'm saying? And it was just different when she got to that side of the couch. But she definitely she had a lot to say about my resentment. So yes, it
Wow.
wasn't just her. She didn't just single her out.
Did you feel any interesting did you have any aha moments with Yusha with regards to Winter when Yusha seemed to be stepping in for the lady that we will refer to at this point?
Um, I felt it was weird that Yusha felt the need to I'm just trying to figure out my exact thoughts at that time. I was disappointed in Yusha. I was disappointed in Yusha because Yusha knew the story of Me and Black. And Yusha did not step in and say anything at that point. Now, from what I hear, him and Winter had a conversation about Yusha knowing that I wasn't Black's side chick. Yusha knew everything because Black and him worked together. Yusha knew when Black was not in his relationship anymore and me and Black started dating. He knew that. So when he came to her rescue to see her, or to whatever it was he was doing, I felt like he's kind of slighted me and Black, especially as Black's friend. And because he knew the truth, that's why I was upset with Yusha. I wasn't upset with Yusha for feeling like he needed to console someone. I was upset with Yusha and disappointed because Yusha knew the story. He knows the real story. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't talked about. So I'm like, you can come to her rescue and tell Black to forgive her and all of this stuff, but you can't say what really happened to the group. It seemed odd to me. And it didn't seem like something that a friend would do. Like Yusha, I felt like he could have spoke up and been like, well, that's not what happened. I was there. You know what I'm saying? Sherell wasn't Black's side chick. You know what I'm saying? They weren't talking. She wasn't involved with him when he was in that relationship. And he didn't do that. Not in the group. Winter said he did it with her in a scene or whatever. I don't know, but we had never heard it.
So I want to fast forward to last night at the reunion, which was chaotic. Could you hear what was going on in the reunion before you got on the stage? Were you privy to the dynamics? And did you know that everybody was so angry with each other?
Um, I was angry. I mean, I didn't want to be there. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna say this: if it wasn't for a conversation, it was a surface conversation that you and I had. But if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have been to the reunion. I would not have went. I would have declined to go. And so let me answer your question. No, I did not know. They can't, we literally were in our dressing room for about 12 hours. We were on a stage for maybe every bit of 20, 30 minutes. And we were at the studio all day. We literally were on that stage for 20 to 30 minutes. We didn't talk about nothing but the joy of it all. That's all we talked about. That's it. And I couldn't even really express how I felt because I guess the owner of Kingdom Reign felt like I had talked enough. And so it was Sherell, can you just I wasn't Sherell, no, Sherell, and then that's what it was. Anytime I wanted to express how I felt about, I got a chance to express a little bit, but not like I wanted to.
Um, so for people who since you mentioned our conversation, my thought to you was, at least be the owner of your story. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You want to at least be able to, if there's an opportunity, always show up to tell your story
Yeah,
because however, and then you choose how you want to leave or exit after you've made your commitments, right? That's just
you're
how I look at it.
you're
You make
exactly
your commitments and you honor your commitment, and then you say what you need to say, and then you figure out from there where you go next.
yeah.
Um, I want to also ask you this, so then seeing, okay, going, so well, I'm gonna get back to the sort of anger of it all with the cast
Yeah.
later, but I do want to ask you, you had a hard time, and I could, it seemed like you did not want to answer the question about whether or not you felt like Yusha was an opportunist. I'm gonna assume that's because of the history of of the friendships involved. Um, what do you feel about him now in retrospect to everything that you have sort of seen and witnessed and gone through?
I've always cared for Yusha. I've always thought that he was such a talented artist, right? I always thought that about him. And I always enjoyed seeing Yusha. When I saw him, I'd be like, hey, Yush, what's up? Right. And it was never any ill will. So when Carlos asked me the question, was he an opportunist? It was hard to answer it because I didn't know how they was going to cut it up and edit it. Right. But we all on there, we all were on there for an opportunity. Every last one of us. The reason that Black and I did it was to enlarge our platform. Now, in regards to Winter, him using Winter, I feel like like I said, he really did like Winter. He really did. They liked each other. Did Yusha go about promoting his brand or going to the producers in the right way? I still just don't feel like he did it in the right way. I just don't. I feel like it could have been another way. Winter was saying how he got so upset because he couldn't put his socks in the thing. And I feel like that showed to her and to the producers that he was more about the show than her. And it could have been him just really, I mean, we all are entrepreneurs, and I'm sure he's not a millionaire. So he's like, look, I want my socks to go in there so I can get some sales when they see the socks. Shit, I'm trying to get these socks off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he was upset or frustrated. Like, I'm here with you. I'm trying to show you that I love you, or whatever the case may be. But I also want to promote my brand. So yes, it was hard to answer the question, was he an opportunist? Because I didn't want to just single Yush out. You know what I'm saying? I just really didn't want to do that. I didn't feel like he was using her. I knew their whole story. They had deep communication issues. I would talk to Winter almost every, like 2 or 3 times a week about her and Yusha and their communication. The way he shows love, the way she receives love. I talked to Winter a lot about it. And they just couldn't find each other with the communication. You know what I'm saying? But they had a good time. They had a fun time with each other. And so to just single Yusha out as he an opportunist, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I feel like we all are. Like, but you're asking me about Yusha. So I guess yes. I don't fucking what the fuck am I supposed to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make it seem like that I don't mess with you. Though I was upset and disappointed in the way he handled us, I didn't feel like I wasn't on there to bash him. You know, that's not what I was on there to do.
Yeah.
Because yet again, we're getting lumped into somebody else's stuff again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, when do the Duncans get to be the Duncans? Why do the Duncans have, even though we're friends of the show, we're always lumped into somebody's mess that we didn't ask for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? That's not how we live our lives.
Well, I think it's interesting because when I look at when I look at Bravo shows, just as a comparison, right? The friends of the show are usually tacked on with the specific friend that is there.
Yeah.
With the Love and Marriage franchise, it's an interesting situation because the friends may be friends with a couple of the groups, and you can still, and sometimes you'll still get that friend of the show story, like with the Fletchers. And that becomes, a thing, you know what I'm saying? And then it moves forward with the Fletchers, and then they become more integrated with the entire group. I can see that there's it's an interesting space for friends to be in. I think that, in my personal opinion, the OWN shows in the Love and Marriage franchise does a better job of overall managing the friend inclusion, but it's kind of depends on then how the story overall is taking place. What I mean by that is, I think, and even the Tyler sort of said this, that the Joy and the Ashley of it all and the Clifton of it all took a bigger, it had a bigger presence than a lot of the things. And I wanted to get your opinion on just were you in conversation with, either Ashley, or I know you weren't as close with like the Arena as at that point, but were like you and maybe Winter having conversations with Ashley to try to maybe broker some type of like, hey, is there anything we can do, like from your perspective?
So Arena and I never had any scenes together. Just her and I. Arena and I could not get on the same page whenever we were filming together. It always was a blow up. And I don't know what that was about, but it was always like a blow up with her and I. We never really, the only time I think we ever really got along was at Ash's surprise birthday party. But other than that, every other scene, it was always like we have like this, and I'm like, yo, I'm not here for all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to fight you. You don't want to fight me. So what are we doing? It just was always like that. So it was never that. The only thing that I will say is Ash and I sat down and I told her, I said, this was when we were at the coffee shop and I was talking about my depression, when they just threw that scene and it just threw me in the second half out of nowhere. Everybody like, where's Sherell? And here I come in the coffee shop. Just, that was weird. But that day I told her, I said, I feel like you need to hash things out with Arena. This is what I told her, because her and Arena hadn't talked. I said, I know you love her. I don't care for Arena too much right now, but I know that you love her. Y'all were building a friendship. I think that, if it hurts you that you're not talking to her, talk to Arena, and then you may see what happens with the other lady. Other than that, that was just it for me. I just was like, just hash it out with Arena at least and see what's going on.
Yeah.
The other situation, I thought it was childish. I thought it was childish. I told her, the fact that they kept going back and forth, having scenes and talking to each other and then beefing. I'm like, it's whack. It was so whack. And I knew people would get tired of hearing about it because I was tired of hearing about it. Like, what y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna be good or y'all not gonna be good? Because this flip-flopping, is annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, either it's for me, it got to the point where it's like, y'all really don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep saying you love and care, you enjoyed each other. Are you sure? When was this? When did y'all enjoy each other? Because this don't seem like y'all, I mean, like y'all, to me, y'all do not enjoy each other. So I don't know. I mean, that was just me because they couldn't get it right. I also feel like that lady wanted to make it right with Ash, but she just felt like she couldn't do it because of her husband. And I think that she tried, but then it got so messy and wild. Like, I haven't even watched this season. I just refused. I removed myself. But when you talked about this interview, I said, let me watch this damn reunion, Lord Jesus. And it was a mess. I haven't missed anything. We back on this. They arguing like, what the fuck? What is this? This is crazy. You ugly, or you a little girl, and this, and I'm fit, and this is DC. This is what we do in DC. I'm confused. Is this what we do in DC? Like, what is this? It was so crazy. It was cringy watching it. I was cringing. I'm like, oh God, cringing.
You know, the difficulty for me, and I expressed this with the Tylers, and I mentioned them because I talked to them last. I said that you guys will run into each other at some point. Like, this is what the social scene is like. I mean, even I don't go out as a lot, but even I can just look on Instagram. I can see at some point we'll run into each other.
Yeah.
What in the world? Like, why y'all have got to figure out a way to at least find a common enough ground to either one, if you want to continue doing the show, don't fight yourselves out of a bag, no matter what the size of the bag is. Because I look at this as, and I told them, I said, I look at this as your marketing budget. This is your marketing budget. This is the budget that you have to work with to market whatever you got going on. The hope is that you can utilize it to the best of your ability. So in my mind, I'm like, y'all got to find a way to at least like coexist. I mean, at the end of the day, at least coexist. But
yeah, whatever that little coin purse you can get, whatever thing marketing you can get with the coin purse, then that's fine. You can figure that, they can figure that out, because I wouldn't necessarily call it a bag. I would call it more so of a coin purse. But I think that social media has taken a life of its own with the cast, and it has gotten really bad. I don't know what's going on. Black had filled me in a little bit, but I told him, I'm like, don't talk to me about that what's going on with them people, because it's almost, it's sick. Like, how do you be friends like that one day and now you going below the belt, talking about each other's kids, your family members, and all of this other stuff, and just saying wild stuff. Like, if you're not gonna mess with the person, just don't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to take it that far. It's wild. And I don't know if they're doing that to get another season or what the case may be, but I don't want no parts of that. And I don't know if I told you this before, but I don't know if I'm made for reality TV. I never watched it, but this type of stuff, I can't get with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much. I couldn't have been on that stage like that. That's just like, so now do we fight? Because what else are we about to fight? Never be talking to me like this. And now my brand is ruined because I'm talking about healing and growth, but I'm on reunion and I'm fighting. Like, come on. I'm not made for this shit, Richie. Put me on a podcast and let me just talk on my podcast. Don't bring no cameras around me talking no wild stories and people around me talking shit. Because are we about to fight? I wasn't grown up to let nobody be in my face like this. And you know, I love God and I believe in the Holy Spirit, but is the Holy Spirit going to enter my body when this exchange is going on and stop me from making a mockery of myself? because I will make a mockery of myself. And then when the adrenaline leaves my body, I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe I didn't fuck this lady up on national TV. Why did I beat her ass like this? Why is her wig in my nails? And it's just like, I just can't. I don't.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Richie, I'm serious. That's too much.
Sorry, you just took me clean out with that. I got to talk about something because you just brought it up, and I want to make sure I want to really also, and because I told you this, I want to make sure we also we talked a little bit about reality. I'm gonna circle back to that in 1 second because I have a pivotal question for you.
Okay.
I think towards the end, but I want to talk about your podcast. You have a new podcast that you have been promoting, and you
Yeah.
have done an amazing job with promoting. I always look at you and I'm like, that girl is a machine. Like when you might jump off, let me tell you something. When you jump off, you jump all the way off. But when you jump back in, you jump all the way back in. Can you tell people about the podcast, what it's about, and where they can find it?
So I don't know who this is for. Podcast came to me as, I was on my hiatus from social media, and I'm always speaking about healing and growing and stuff. And people are always like, this is so inspiring. You motivated me to get a divorce, or you motivated me to go to therapy with my husband, or you motivated me to lose weight, or you motivated me to do this and this. And so Black and I were supposed to come back to social. When I came back, we were supposed to come back with Friends Who Smash podcast. But one day we were in the living room and we were working out. And after we finished working out, Black was like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, what do you mean what I'm going to do? He said, what are you going to do when you come back to social media? How are you coming back? And I'm looking at him like, aren't we doing a podcast? He was like, you need to do your own thing. And I'm like, he was like, you need to do your own thing. We've been talking about you doing a podcast. You've been talking about you doing a podcast. You need to do your own thing. You need to come back with your own thing. And so I'm like, you don't want to do a podcast with me no more? What are you giving? Like, you don't want to work with me no more? And he's like, no, that's not what it is. He said, I've watched you grow so much in so little time. He said, it's extremely powerful and extremely inspiring. He said, I watch you every single day transform yourself and grow yourself. He said, your voice is ready. He was like, you're ready. He was like, and this is what I think. And you just sit on that, think about it. So I didn't say anything to him for like a whole week. I was just thinking, I was praying, I was asking God, what am I supposed to do? And reading my books. And I was just like, I don't know who this is going to be for. And when I said it, I was like, oh, bitch, that's it. It's on. I don't know who this is for. ... But let's do this. And so immediately I said, my oldest daughter, Gabby, she has to be my first guest. And so she was my first guest. And the podcast is really about healing and growing and people coming on and being able to use their voice, tell their testimony, help someone else with whatever it is they're going through, a divorce, domestic violence, sexual abuse, mental health, sobriety, drug addiction, whatever it is. My guests that I have lined up for season 1, everybody has a story. And so my second guest was my best friend that I just rekindled our relationship with. We were best friends for over 2 decades. And then we just stopped talking for 6 years. And I had her on a podcast to have the conversation with her. And that was the first time we had the conversation. So it's just pivotal things like that, like really big moments. And after that, the podcast, I got so many responses. Like, I called my friend that I haven't talked to in this time, and da. So it's more so about making an impact and showing women like, hold yourself accountable for the things that you know you fucked up in. Get your shit together. Please heal yourself. Stop. You don't want to continue to be a trash person. It feels so good to be well. Why wouldn't you want to be well? And so that's what it's about. And it's so good. I've been getting really good feedback and I just love it so much. It comes out the first and third Monday of every month. And the third episode will be out on Monday, May 6th. And I'll announce that guest this week. And so you can find it on all streaming platforms. I don't know who this is for. It's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, You know, I'm a new iPhone user, so I don't know the difference. It's an iTunes, Apple phone. I don't know.
Listen, girl, when I saw that blue message, I was like, yeah.
And look, and I got all three of the dots. So you know I got the newest. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I'm out here. Okay. So I just wanted to make that known. I feel like a baddie now. Okay. I'm a real baddie now because I got an iPhone. The iPhone, let me just say this. The iPhone brings on a certain level of baddie that the drone just don't give you.
It does. It does. I try to tell people, like, I mean, you know, listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing that an Android phone is good for: photos and videos.
That's it.
Though, for me, that's all I'm saying. Like, I would buy one of those to take video while I'm on vacation, but otherwise, give me my iPhone.
Richie, all day, all day, all day iPhone. I'm such a baddie now, you know. So but yes, it's on all streaming platforms. Episode 2 is out. YouTube is, I don't know who this is for, podcast. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's on the link in my bio. That's the Instagram page for it. I just came out with my herbal tea line. I've been drinking tea the whole time I was sober. So I have This Is For You Wellness now, where I have different type of healing herbal teas. If people think it's like the little tummy tea, that's not what this is. This is for healing. This is for detoxing your major organs. Is for anxiety. If you need help with your libido, you know I got you.
I'm about to get me some teas, y'all.
Hey, this SherrellDuncan.com is where you can get it. SherrellDuncan.com is where I have my Ozempic t-shirts, because you know everybody think I'm on Ozempic. And then the herbal teas, and yeah, all of that stuff is on there.
I cracked up when I saw that gym pick. I was like, now that is clever.
Because people gotta stop playing with me. They have to stop playing with me. That's what I was talking about. People on that island where commitment and consistency is non-existent. I've been doing this since 2013. I've been fighting for my life to be healthy since then. And I'm talking about the natural way. I really hone in on my journey when I'm in there. Like you said, Richie, when I'm in there, it's go time. And that's how it's been. I work out twice a day. You know what I'm saying? If I was on Ozempic, I would be at my damn goal by now. I would be 40 pounds lighter. So y'all stop playing with me. I'm telling you, I'd be 40 pounds lighter if I was on Ozempic. I'm talking about sunk in, okay? Sunk in. Sunk in. So I'm not on Ozempic. I work really hard. You know what I'm saying? I work really hard. I work really, really hard. So yeah, that's what I got going on, Richie. What was the pivotal moment? Because I'm really excited about that.
What do you want people to know most about you and Black that maybe you didn't get to share, or you want to clarify for people that maybe saw the show and, you know, we only get 42 minutes of airtime for an episode. So what would you like to leave people with that specifically, you know, are just the Love and Marriage fan that casually watches the show that may not know about you, that they didn't already get from you in this interview right here? What would you like to leave people with about you and Black?
Black and I choose each other every single day. And from the moment he was single and available, we started to choose each other. We choose each other every day. We choose each other with love, respect, business, everything. We choose each other every day. That's my best friend. I'm his best friend. We don't play about each other, right? And we're very, very serious about our marriage and being in love. Black and I are still madly in love with each other. We'll be married 8 years this year. And we are so madly in love with each other. I'm talking about through the hills, the valleys, the peaks, the trials, the triumphs. Everything that we've been through has grown our love so much deeper, right? So much deeper. And we look at each other. And when we're in the bed, sometimes at night, I'll wake up and have to go to the bathroom. I come back in the bed and he'll say, I love you, baby. And we do that all throughout the night. And he still does that. And he'll still say, I love you, beautiful. And he's like sleep doing this. And it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through some tough times, but those tough times prove that we don't play about each other. We're so down and we choose each other every single day. And we can genuinely say, come here, baby. Come here real quick. Come here. Come here. Did you wash your face? See, this is what I'm saying. Don't come over here and wash your face. Did you wash your face?
Hold on. Just get the other side. Just get the other side.
No, because wait a minute.
No, come on. All right.
Hold on. Look at her. Hold on, Richie. Go see, because you didn't. You got to make sure you are good, because we're not about to. We're not about to do this. Why he think he gonna get on here and did he wash his face? I love you very much. I chose you this morning, but I didn't choose to have you come on here and you ain't wash your damn face. So he gonna figure this out. Come on, baby, because Richie don't got this much time. He gotta go.
I'm leaving this. I'm leaving this in there, right?
I don't care. I don't care if keep it, because I need people to know that we are clean. There you go.
So, this is wild.
So do you choose? Would you agree with what I just said?
What about me choosing you every day?
Yeah, about our marriage.
Yeah, our marriage is. So I heard the question, and what I want people to know is that this is real. My love for this woman is amazing, but I also want to add that we're real about the institution of marriage in general. Like, we've been doing stuff for Black love and love in general ever since we've been together. We created a stage play. We wrote books. We do relationship retreats. We do facilitation. We've even married 2 couples before. Like, we officiated weddings. So we're serious about like marriage in general. And I think that is the difficult.
Bring your hair down.
I think that is the difficult part about this show, is that we are about building up, you know what I'm saying, versus tearing down. So yeah, I'll just add that, but this ain't about me.
You did so good. Come here.
Okay, thank you.
I'm so proud.
We thank you. We thank you for your presence in the building.
Thank you.
So yeah, I agree with him. I agree with that too. I wasn't even gonna mention that part of it, but that's a huge part of what we do. We do couples retreats. We've done them all over, where people actually fly in. I'm talking about couples that have been married for 30 years. We have evidence of helping couples that have been married for 30 years, people that are engaged. Like, we've helped over 40 couples within our couples retreat. 60 couples in our couples retreats that have flew in from different states and cities to be there to experience what we are offering them in our couples retreats. And so we don't play about marriage. We don't play about healing and growth. That's why on the show it doesn't depict that. You do not get that from us. You do not get that from us, and that is my gripe. And so yeah, that's how I feel, Richie.
Okay. Fair. I thought it was important to ask that question because I wanted to know what, you guys wanted to leave as, we finish out the season, a message for people who may not know you outside of the show. Because sometimes this is the platform for that to happen. Not everybody follows your journey on social media, but I highly encourage them to follow you because, I've known you for years, so I know exactly what you're about, but not everybody does. So I wanted you guys to be able to say that, and I'm glad you got to say it together.
I wanted to tell you this. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate who you are and what you bring to this world, right? This entertainment world. You bring like a breath of fresh air to it, right? And I really appreciate. I told Black, I said, I'm not doing any more interviews. I'm not doing any of that stuff. The only time I will do this is if it's with Richie. And I really meant that wholeheartedly. So when you reached out, I was like, absolutely. You don't even have to tell me. I don't even care. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, because I know that I'm safe with you, right?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing. Like, you create a space where people feel safe to be in and to talk about things that are traumatic that have happened. And so I love you so much. I appreciate you for always being that safe space for me and for Black, mainly for me, because you and I have this relationship. So I just wanted to thank you for that. Safe spaces are important.
You are absolutely welcome. That is what I always want my channel to be about. It's to be fun and, a little bit of enlightenment, a little bit of education, but mostly entertainment. And I want people to laugh, have a good time. And if we can infuse that with like a message, I feel like that's the I've gotten the best of all worlds. And I definitely know we did that today. So thank you for your
Yes.
time, because you are actually not even at home. You took the time to do this, even though you are visiting elsewhere. So, Sky
Yes.
Squad, y'all give it up for Sherell. Make sure you guys
Thank
are
you.
following her on Instagram. I will place your Instagrams down below. So they'll have your
Yes.
website, they'll have your Instagram, and they'll have your podcast down below. And Sherell,
Thank
we
you.
love you. You know I love you. And
I love you
out-
down.
outside of this, I'll talk to you. You know, I'll text you later. Um,
Yes.
Squad,
Yes.
thank y'all for tuning in. And Sherell, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you. I love you so much.
All right, love you too. Y'all, listen. That was good. I don't know what else I can say, except y'all continue to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, join the texting community, and y'all, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Get the book, The Wickedest Wives, Book 2, A Vicious Reality. It is available for pre-order right now. And if you guys like what Busta Rhymes said, if you really want to travel with me, if you really want to travel with me, tap in the link in the description down below. I will be announcing tomorrow exactly where we're going, when you guys can make your down payments, and we going in September. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all coins ready. The trip ain't too expensive. It's definitely within the budget, and it's gonna be 7 days, and we're gonna party. We're gonna do some wellness. We're gonna come back changed. It's gonna be transformational. It's gonna be everything that you've ever wanted a trip to be. Because let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't know nothing about me, I like to have a good time, and the Fun Master Richie will be in full effect. We will only have a limited amount of spots, but don't worry, because if you can't make this trip, you can definitely make the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Because y'all, this is the new thing, baby. We got to hit this. We got to see the world, and I want y'all to do it with me. And let me tell y'all something. If you ain't follow my travel videos, y'all, I know how to travel, baby. And guess what? Fun fact, the itinerary is already set. And your travel will include everything in the itinerary. The only thing you got to do is get there. And when you get there, I will be waiting for you with open arms, ready to party down. I will tell you where we are going. So tune in tomorrow. My texting community, they might get it first. So if you join the texting community, you join the email list in the link in the description down below. You can find out there first, because they will be the first to know. So access will be granted a little later on in the week, and we're gonna get this thing popping, y'all. All right. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.